Hey all, Kate here from the Emerald Minecart. Welcome back to another review, and today I'm reviewing episode 18 of Kamen Zeztz. Yeah, that, I don't really have a lot to say for this, I'm not talking about the episode, I'm talking about the intro, because usually in these intros I say stuff, but I guess I already did, that's not the point. Anyways, yeah, before we go on, I actually want to quickly mention, so the character Nasuka, who is the partner in crime for Tetsuya, this is actually an episode that somewhat surrounds her. Like, it's not entirely, okay, it's mostly about her, but it's not like, oh, she's the main character of the episode and stuff like that. But you'll know what I'm talking about when I get to it. But anyways, the pros, the cons, the mids. First up, the pros. First things first, the fight scenes. Once again, fight scenes are pretty good, especially between Kamen Zeztz and Kamen Nox, especially since Kamen Nox now has a new capsum that gives him a gun arm. I will talk about it when I get to it, but yeah, the fight between the two, pretty good. Kamen Zeztz actually ends up losing his barrier capsum to Nox, so yeah, he'll probably get back eventually, I think. Next up are the special effects. Special effects are honestly pretty good. I like the special effect of Kamen Nox's right arm turning into his new Gatling gun, shotgun looking gun arm. It looks really cool, but obviously I'll talk about it when I get to it. But yeah, also the special effects for like these big dice being thrown at the students was really cool. Which, hearing that, you may think, Kate, what the hell are you talking about? Well, I'll talk about when I get to the nightmare, or the main nightmare in this episode. So, yeah, special effects, once again, pretty good. Then there is the music. The music was also really good, especially there was like the scene, because like most of the episode takes place in like a high school during a dream, and there's a scene where like the students are playing basketball, and the music playing this section sounds like music you would hear in like one of those racing games you'd find at an arcade, like maybe like one of those, yeah, like I don't know where I was going with this. I'm losing my train of thought. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's just the music that was playing that scene sounded like music that you would hear in like one of those 3D racing games you would see at a arcade, and I'm a big fan of those. So yeah, the music, honestly, pretty good. Next up is the Death Game Nightmare. Now, when I first saw this guy in the thumbnail for this episode, I actually thought he was an evil Boom Boomger, because look at him. He has kind of the same, like, he kind of has like the same tire visor thing that the Boom Boomger helmets have, except not really. But at first I thought, wait, are we finally getting a new Super Sentai and Kamen Rider crossover? But yeah, honestly, design really cool. Yeah, and judging by his name, yeah, basically the main threat of this episode is that the students are in a death game, and a decent amount of them die. Keep in mind, Kamen Rider is considered a kids show in Japan, and they're allowed to show people dying on screen. Like, okay, obviously it's not like Mortal Kombat fatalities, but still seeing people die. So I don't know. Well, yeah. Design wise, yeah, the Death Game Nightmare is pretty cool. But also, we get to see another nightmare in this episode, and they don't really do much. They just appear on screen and then leave through a door. But I just want to say, when I first saw this nightmare, the first thing I immediately thought was, hey, what the fuck? Because the baby nightmare is kind of unsettling, actually. And I wasn't expecting to say that. I wasn't expecting this thing to be unsettling. It's really yeah, it's there. It exists. It's really only cameos. like I would have put this in mids because it's like, oh, it barely, like, it only cameos. But honestly, the design just, it's just, oh, the design's really unsettling. It's just, I don't like it. Next up, we have a new capsum, specifically a capsum for Nox, the gun capsum. Like I brought up multiple times in this review, the gun capsum gives Kamen Nox a Gatling gun, shotgun looking gun arm, which looks freaking amazing. And sadly, this was spoiled for me by this by a magazine picture of it that I saw on Blue Sky a week ago, or a few 2 weeks ago. So yeah, sadly, was spoiled for it. But hey, it still looks cool. So there's that. And then finally, we learn more about Nasuka. Yeah, Nasuka. I don't know. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that multiple times. But yeah, so we learned 3 things about her. First of all, we get to learn more about her, like some of her past. That, like, oh, she was in like in high school she was like top of her class, and like she was really good at basketball, and she was friends with someone who eventually they split apart because they went to different colleges. The second thing we learn is that Nasaku or Nasuka and Baku, aka Zeztz, actually used to go to the same cram school together. And then finally, a piece of information that made me really excited: Nasuka is an agent for Code, which means she will become a Kamen Rider eventually, which just makes me very happy, especially since, I made a I made a crack theory that's like, oh, not like I made crack theory where like one of the characters I said that would be a Kamen Rider would be Nasuka, and yeah, we're finally going to eventually get Nasuka as a Kamen Rider, which is really cool. So yeah, I'm sure in the next episode when Tetsuo learns all this, he's like, what? But yeah, um, so yeah, that's my pros. And for the cons and mids, I don't have any cons and mids. This was once again another pretty good episode. I really like more of the information we learned. I absolutely cannot wait to see Nasuka's Kamen Rider form if she has one. But yeah, um, so yeah, can't wait for next episode, which will obviously be coming out next Sunday. So we'll have to wait for that, with the review coming out next Monday. Yeah. So anyways, that was the first review. Or oh wait, no, I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, no cons and mids. So this episode gets 7 out of 7 stars. And you know what that means. That's right. This episode gets an Emerald Seal of Approval. You know what? I'm gonna redo this one. I'm gonna redo it.